Well, 8:02. Let's get the show on the road. We'll get things rolling here. A couple things I want to talk about this morning, so we're going to start things up here. There we go. Okay, ready to go here. We'll start things up here in 3, 2, 1. Coming up, wonderful gardens, all thanks to volunteers, local news and events, answering your questions, and more on this episode of the Monday Morning Show. Good morning and welcome to the Monday Morning Show for Monday, August 21st, 2023. My name's Peter Butler. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday morning. I'm having a great Monday morning so far. It's been busy, up early this morning, got things rolling quickly, but it's been a great morning. I did miss the morning, the going live soon post that I usually post. I didn't get that out there this morning. Some people had messaged me. Yep, we're definitely having a show today, as you can tell. But a wonderful weekend. We had a great weekend. Art in the Park weekend happened. 50 years of Art in the Park. It's been a long time in Port Dover here at Powell Park. I remember as a kid going down there and all the people and riding the bikes down there and all my friends that we'd go down there and spend the weekend. We'd go to the scout booth and get hamburgers, or maybe to the firemen's. They would have a food booth set up as well, the firemen, local fire department. And they'd be having corn on the cob back in the day. And oh my goodness, it was just wonderful times. And I'm so happy to see it still happening. So I was down again this weekend. I volunteered on Saturday morning with the Board of Trade at their used book sale. So it was all by donation. You'd come and you'd grab some books and you'd donate whatever you want in terms of a cash donation. And I kept telling people that the rule is that whatever books you bought today, you had to bring back when you were done so we could resell them again. But it was a wonderful time, and the rain held off, which was awesome. It was a beautiful weekend. It was warm. It was a warm one, that's for sure, but we had a great weekend. But today, I'm not sure, do you know what today is? Does anybody know what today is? Well, let me tell you what today is. Today is Mary Morrison's birthday, so I'd like to wish a very happy birthday to one of my biggest fans here on the show, Mary Morrison. Just a local lady here, just a wonderful lady, and such a kind and caring person. Again, I hope you have a wonderful day today. I know we're all cheering for you, and just so happy you're going to have a wonderful birthday today. So happy birthday, Mary. We hope you have a great day. Okay, let's get into the show. I've got some things I want to talk about this morning, so we're going to do this right here.
James McCarthy reporting. For up-to-the-minute reports, stay tuned to this station. Now, the news.
In the news, brought to you by me. Now listen, if you're considering buying and selling, we're getting ready to go into our fall market. Now typically there's a spring market and a fall market. These are the busier times of the year. The fall market does pick up again, so if you're considering selling or maybe buying, give me a call. Buying rules have changed. There are some challenges with the rates. We need to have a conversation. 226-567-4545. Again, 226-567-4545. All right, so this is pretty cool. I'm not sure if you've driven around Port Dover. I'm sure you have. But have you seen the gardens, the public gardens that are maintained? Well, those beautiful public gardens are maintained by the Port Dover and Woodhouse Horticultural Society. It's all a group of volunteers, coordinators, and so forth that take care of those gardens in and around Port Dover, and they do a wonderful job. There's a garden across from the arbor on that little island where the merge comes around. They take care of the gardens in the Elmer Lewis Parquet. They take care of the gardens in the north end of town where the water tower used to sit, where the St. Andrew Street comes up and meets Main Street, and of course the head of Main Street where the curve is there. Who remembers what used to sit there? What gas station? Put it in the comments. You remember what gas station used to sit there? They take care of the gardens as well on the curve going out to the Cockshut, the Ryerson Crescent, the Cockshut Road. Well, they take care of all those gardens. They keep Port Dover looking wonderful. And this year, a couple of the gardens. So the garden at the Cockshut Road and Ryerson Crescent, it's a wonder. You got to check it out. It's actually, they planted a bunch of roses up there this year. And these red roses are the official rose of the bicentennial celebration of the War of 1812. So they're very interesting. So you got to check that out. That's at the corner of Ryerson Crescent and Cockshut Road. And then the gardens across the road from the arbor on that little island where the traffic lights are. The flowers in there are all yellow and blue, and it's in support of Ukraine. And the blue and yellow, of course, are the colors of the Ukrainian flag. So again, it's in support of Ukraine and the war happening in Ukraine right now. So when you're out and about having a drive around Port Dover, check out these gardens. Again, it's all volunteers from the Port Dover and Woodhouse Horticultural Society that take care of all these wonderful gardens and keep Port Dover looking great. So a big shout out to them, and thank you very much for a wonderful, wonderful job. Okay, I'm going to play this video again because, again, it is important to me. So, if you see a vehicle coming behind you flashing a green light, please pull over to the side of the road safely. That's a firefighter responding to a fire call. The seconds you save them getting to a fire call could be the seconds that save a life. So again, very important. If you see in your rearview mirror a vehicle coming behind you and they're flashing a green light in their front window, that's a firefighter responding to a fire call. So please pull over safely. Allow them to get by so they can get to that fire call. Great stuff. Port Dover Lions Silver Lake Market. Have you been down? They're open all year round. Every Saturday morning, 8 until 1 in the afternoon. Always a good time. So many wonderful choices down there. Vegetables, meat, baked goods. There's craft beer down there. I've seen honey and syrup. It's always a good time. The Port Dover Lions put on the farmers market for Port Dover, and they run a kitchen as well. Walt's Kitchen is in there, and it's only open till 11:30, but you can pop down there and get a breakfast sandwich and a coffee and meet with your friends and grab some vegetables and whatnot. Of course, some meat from DeConning's Meat Deli for the week, and you have a great start to your weekend every Saturday morning. Again, 8 until 1 in the afternoon. Okay, great stuff. All right, let's get into this right here.
Captain, incoming message.
Incoming message. Well, as you know, I'm a broker with Coldwell Banker Action Plus Realty, and I help people buy and sell real estate in and around Norfolk County, Haldeman, and I answer real estate questions here in the show. If you have any questions, you can email me at realtorpeterbutler@gmail.com. Happy to answer any questions that you may have. Again, realtorpeterbutler@gmail.com. So today's discussion is about the deposit. So when an offer is submitted on a listing, the seller and buyer negotiate back and forth, and a final agreement happens. They have an accepted, maybe it's conditional offer on the property. When that offer gets accepted, the buyer submits a deposit. That may be $10,000, $20,000, $25,000. That deposit goes into the listing brokerage's trust account, and it's held there until closing. Now, there are situations sometimes when the buyer chooses not to or cannot close the deal. So they have an agreement of purchase and sale, and the buyer, for whatever reason, is unable to close the deal, and they want their deposit back. Well, there's a couple of situations that kind of dictate how that happens. If the offer is conditional, for example, on financing, and the buyer's unable to get their financing, they don't qualify, or whatever happens, for whatever reason, their financing doesn't happen, they would not submit a notice of fulfillment. They weren't able to get their financing, so the deal falls apart. The agreement of purchase and sale is now null and void because they didn't submit their notice of fulfillment. They would get their deposit back. The buyers would go on to find a different house. The listing would go back on the market and would be for sale. But what about a situation where the seller is able to keep that deposit? The buyer submits the deposit when there's an agreement of purchase and sale has been made, and it comes, maybe the conditions have been met, there was financing inspection, that happened. We're a week from closing. The buyer says, no, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to close. I want my deposit back. Is that a valid reason to walk away just because they don't want to close? In that situation, the seller would probably keep that deposit. Now, the buyer could, of course, go through their lawyers, and lawyers get involved, and it gets kind of sticky. But if the buyer doesn't have a good reason, that may be grounds for the seller to keep that deposit, put the house back on the market, or maybe get into a legal battle with lawyers. But it's always a sticky situation when that happens. But that's just a scenario that could happen with that deposit. So, great questions. If you have any questions, again, email me at realtorpeterbutler@gmail.com. Happy to answer any questions that you may have. Okay, wonderful stuff. Let's get into my movie. Let's do this right here.
Between you and me, I make this look good.
Yes, he does. Okay, Will Smith, still one of my favorite actors out there. He had a bit of a meltdown a few years ago. We're all aware of that, but still one of my favorites. So, my movie today, now this is playing at the Strand right now. I'm going to play the clip, and then we'll have a little discussion. Let me just pop over to this right here.
We're in a race against the Nazis. And I know what it means if the Nazis have a bomb.
Okay, so very short clip. Now, do you realize what movie? Did you recognize the movie? Do you realize who that actor was? That's Oppenheimer. This is the movie called Oppenheimer, currently playing at the Strand in Simcoe. It's the story of an American scientist, J. Robert Oppenheimer, and his role in the development of the atomic bomb. Now, you've seen Cillian Murphy plays Oppenheimer in this movie, but Emily Blunt, Matt Damon is in this movie, a great star-studded cast. You'll know Cillian Murphy from good job, Peter. Good job. Only one of the most popular series out there ever. Work with me here. Peaky Blinders. Yes, Peaky Blinders. So again, this Oppenheimer is a great movie. It looks at the historical development of the atomic bomb during World War II. Scary stuff. You've got to check it out. Again, a star-studded cast, currently streaming at the Strand Theater. I got to ask, is there anyone out there that hasn't been to the Strand Theater? Anybody that hasn't been to the Strand Theater? It's a wonderful spot. They have their cheap Tuesday night movies. You can go there, pay a reduced price. But they've got a great setup there. They have 2 theaters, so you can see one movie or the other. I think Barbie movie's playing, whatever you're into. But Oppenheimer's playing as well in the second theater. They have the concession stand, of course, with the popcorn and the root beer and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you check that out. If you've got some time this week, pop out to the theater, check out Oppenheimer. It looks really good. It's got wonderful reviews. I'd like to get out and see it if I can. We're going to see how that works out. But that's my movie recommendation for today, Oppenheimer at the Strand Theater. So, great stuff. Listen, that's the show for today. Hope you had a good time. I always enjoy getting together with my friends on a Monday morning, start my Mondays off right. You can always contact me through my email, realtorpeterbutler@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Peter Butler Broker, and I'm on Twitter at Peter Port Dover. So guys, listen, have a great day. Keep smiling, and we'll talk to you real soon. Take care.